Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Pots and Petals here, everything garden and allotment related. It's a bit of a windy day today, not quite as bad as yesterday. It really did blow a gale. We seem to have one casualty, Mr. Sunflower, which has fallen over. We'll see if we can stake him back up. And I would like to stake my Jerusalem artichokes because they're flaying around in the wind. But really I'd like to focus on two areas today. So we've got an area just outside the poly house over there. Loads of pots, loads of weeds, could do a real good tidy up. And also the old chicken enclosure, so where I used to keep my girls. The weeds have grown loads in there, so a quick tidy up in there just to keep on top of it all. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of gardening done today, but it is mainly going to be a tidy up session and just get the plot looking a little bit more presentable. So come on, let's crack on and see what we can get done. There we go, all nice and tidy, looks a lot better. Now we just need to move on to the old chicken area, but actually I will just show you because it's time to deadhead my hosta. If you can tell that it's a hosta over there, it looks more like a doily, but let's go have a look. So this is the beloved hosta, which is also loved by the slugs, as you can tell. It's absolutely full of holes and been decimated, but now is a really good time to deadhead your hostas. So as you can see, the flower spikes are well and truly now starting to go over, and if I was to leave them, they would actually start to set seed. But you don't want your hosta to set seed because you don't want the energy to be wasted in that. You want the energy to be going back into the root ball so that next year it comes back bigger and better every single year. So we're going to go in and give them a good old chop. Little tip that I have heard, haven't tried, is to use garlic water to deter the slugs from your hostas. So you'd get a few bulbs of garlic, boil them down in some water, and then use that water to spray over your hostas. Supposedly the slugs don't like the smell or taste of garlic. So I'm going to give that a go next year. As I say, I haven't done it before, but I will give anything a go to save this hosta because it's absolutely beautiful. When it first starts coming through, it's that bluey colour. I think it's called blue elephant or something along those lines. I'll have a look online and see what the name is, but yeah, I need to take more care of this hosta in the future. Whilst we're in the corner, just look at the cordyline. It has put on so much growth over the last few weeks. I think it was only, what, a month ago that I put the video up where I cut the top off, and it's already grown a good foot, I reckon. So I'm still waiting to think about what I'm going to do with it, whether I cut some of those little pups off and try to root them, or whether I'm just going to try and let it grow. But I am planning on taking it out of the container and planting it into the ground so that I know that its roots can find water, because these plants can get huge, so I don't think it's going to survive in that pot for too much longer. The plan for this area, it has got quite a little bit of traffic because I do a lot of my seeds out here and I'm in and out of the poly house throughout the year. But in this corner, it's a bit of a wasted space in there. I used to have my chair in there, but the plan is to just make this one great big flower bed all the way through. We've got the other pond there, so we've got one pond, two pond, and I just think to make that all one bed, we'll just bring it all together. So the cordylines will go in the ground over there, and then we can start thinking about this space and what we can start planting up. I will keep that pot, and then I can think about something else we can put in there, some sort of large shrub. But I think the hosta, we will keep that in that big tub there because I like how it sort of overspills over the edge. And then maybe some sort of climber to grow up through the cherry tree. That would be quite nice. And that should just bring this whole area a little bit more together and look like one space. So I know quite a few of you have been asking about these flower beds, these raised beds, and what they're made from. So the actual plastic, this was already on my plot when I took it over. I believe the guy told me that he got it from somebody who used to do conservatories for a living. So I believe this is polycarbonate plastic. It's really sturdy and it's full of air. So inside is like corrugated plastic. So it is slightly insulated, and what I do find is because the sun comes in from this side, it actually warms these beds up a lot earlier in the year, so I can get things like carrots, beetroots, those sort of things going a lot sooner. Not saying go out and buy brand new polycarbonate to make these beds. I'm not a big believer in plastic, but because this was already here, I thought I'd use it rather than send it to landfill. But it might be worth speaking to local builders, somebody who builds conservatories, or even looking in skips and going to your local tip to see what you can find. Once you've found the material, it's just a point of building up your four sides, and on this we've used decking as the corners, and on this it's actually formed metal. There we have it, much more tidier, and I can actually see what space I'm working with now. Now all I need to think about next is what I'm going to do with this area. One of the problems that we do have down in this corner is that underneath all of this soil is that horrible black membrane that sort of falls into these horrible long strands of plastic into the soil. So I do need to think about digging some of that up before I start planting in here. But I also need to think of the light levels, because we do have that's either a pear or a plum tree. We've got a walnut tree, which is quite small at the moment, but that's going to grow. And then we've got a cherry tree here, so it doesn't get a huge amount of light in here in the summer. But if you've got any ideas of what I could do with this area, pop something in the comments, I'd love to know. And then we've got the old chicken house here. I really need to give it a clean and sell that, because it is just a sad reminder of the girls. Definitely need to make this area a lot more productive than what it is. I've just got to show you these cukes, because I swear they've doubled in size in like a week. So we've got 2 there, 3, and then we've got quite a few starting to form up here as well, if you can see, amongst all of that jungle. So I reckon another week and we should have a couple of cucumbers to harvest. To think we only sowed these seeds, what, 3-4 days ago, and the radishes are already up. I know they're pretty quick, but I can even see some beetroot are starting to show their heads. Do you see those little dual purple threads sticking through the ground? Well, they are the baby beetroot. Come on, buddy. Not a bad little harvest of the beans. That's all we've got time for today, folks. I got a notification from Amazon, so I should have a microphone in the next few hours. So future videos, you shouldn't have to worry about the wind in the background. Tomorrow, I'm back in London. I'm actually going with my little sister. Shout out to her. So I won't be down the plot tomorrow, but I am going to pop down on Tuesday because I go back to the 9-to-5 job on Wednesday. I have had 8 work days off, nearly 12 solid days off, and it's been absolutely lovely. It's been great bringing you guys along with the little adventures down on the plot. And don't worry, I'll keep you guys all updated, but we'll probably be going back to the Saturday and Sunday uploads. I hope you've had a really lovely weekend wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all again very soon. So take care, guys. Bye bye.